Hey, what's up everybody? Mikey Woods here. I'm the man behind the camera with Freshest Art. Today's painting, we got a real pretty one. Pyramid, city, but most of all, it's gonna be a tutorial. I'm gonna teach you how to stack them planets up on top of each other. And you know, a really cool thing when I was going back to edit it and check everything out, I sped the clip up just a little bit and ended up with the Chipmunk Style tutorial, and my daughter and I sat there and watched it and we just laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed, all while still got the point across and still taught you how to paint just like that. So I really hope you enjoy it. Either way, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn them alarm bells on, and we're gonna make some more. Let's enjoy the video.
Well, so here we go, everybody. First off, you can see I already put my color down, so just getting things ready. I like to let that dry for a little while. This paper's kind of sensitive. If I don't let that color down there dry for a while, it kind of looks messy when I start to make my rocks and whatnot. First off, obviously, this is how my planets are going to be layered on top of each other, so it's going to look like 4 planets popping right out at you. So this is the one I want to be the most brightest. This will be the full planet, then that'll be a planet behind it, then one behind it, and then one behind it. That's how you got to set them up if you want it to look like that. So let's get started on this. So I'm going to go ahead and just do my little planet thing here, and I like to try to make it where each planet will kind of have some different texture. You'll see what I'm doing here in a second. Pick out some cool colors. I love these colors right here. They always tend to make something pretty for me. So remember, this right here, this is going to be the planet that pops out the most at you. So then you might want to just kind of do some different stuff on these other ones to change the texture up between them a little bit. That way they don't all look like the same planet. And then of course, you got to go back, put some fire on it. I love my lighter. It says, it used to say good vibes, but now it's kind of been getting painted up. So, oh well, I'll have to get a new one here pretty soon. Throw some gold down on my pyramids. That gold, believe it or not, it'll actually make them shine. Looks cool. I'll throw some purple on there. I'm going to do pretty much with my pyramids what I've been doing with my planets there. But I'll put it all in straight lines like this. Just do a little bit of that. And we'll just do a little bit of that. And then I'm going to go put some white. And then a little bit of black to make it look like that pyramid was built up. Then up here on the top, let's do that. Now, I'm just going to whip it back and forth. I think it needs to be just a little bit brighter, so we'll go back, we'll put a few more nice bright colors on there, just to kind of try and brighten it up a little bit. You know what? Putting a little bit of texture on the pyramids only makes it look cooler. Remember, these things were just built up over the thousands of years, man. Thousands of years of building on these pyramids. Well, maybe not that long on these. You see, I just got them done in a couple minutes. That's that. Miracle building. I don't think much of my gold showing through. Maybe I'm going to go make sure a little bit of that gold sits up there. A little bit more of that. A little bit more of that. A little bit more yellow. Just try to make it bright as we can. Well, they're going to be pretty gold, so that's cool enough at least. Okay, so this is the magic of layering the pyramids. First off, I'm going to go a little bit of white around here. So that way it doesn't look so silly if you catch some of that on my planet. Which looks like you might catch some of that on my planet. So bam! Don't got to think much about it right now. Just lay these bad boys down. Let them look cool. Make it look cool. It's going to look cool. I hope I don't sound like a fool. Forgive me if I'm a little too silly here. I was kind of excited. I was really excited about painting live on YouTube. I painted live on Facebook for the first time the other day, and it went pretty well. My YouTube channel, I've had it for 5 years, and I don't have hardly any subscribers. But I finally got over 50 subscribers, and I've kind of been putting a lot of effort in it. You're going to want to go check out my shorts feed. I got a lot of good shorts on there, and you'll love it. I promise you. If you like spray paint art, you're going to love that. So, let's go ahead and set out our pyramids here. Get them set down. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and throw them down like this. That's where we're going to have them. Just put a little lineage on there. You don't have to do this. There's plenty of other ways to get this part right. But this is the way I'm going to do it. So now, we'll have to put some shadow, which if my planets are right here, my shadow's going to be on this side of my pyramid. So let's put some shadow on here. There's that one. And where are we going to put the shadow on this one? We're going to put it this way, right here, just like that. That'll turn out nice. Real nice. Saturday night here where I'm at. I don't do a whole lot on Saturday night. I'm a spray paint artist. I just go paint. Maybe I'll paint under the bridge one of these days. You never know. We don't do stuff like that. Do we do stuff like that? We don't do stuff like that. Now let's put our pyramids on there. I think they're going to be looking pretty good here. It's going to be all right. Just to cut out poster board triangles. That's what a pyramid is in spray paint art. Some of the most simple stuff makes some of the most coolest paintings. Believe it or not. I know you believe it if you're watching this. But for real, y'all got to be on this one with me. Go hit that subscribe button and help me out. Let's put this channel over 1,000, and then 100,000, and then 1,000,000, and let's do it. Well, now we'll go back and do what we do. I'm from Kansas. Finally got up to 80 degrees today. Spring is almost here. Middle of March. Gosh, I love the springtime. Time change, it gets dark a little bit later. I like to put a lot of pretty on my backgrounds here. I don't like it to be too simple. I like it to be pretty. So I just put a little bit of layer them colors up on there. And then you know what? Got to have that seaside. Got to. One of my favorites right here, the seaside. I love this color. Teal. Teal's one of my daughter. I can't even talk now. I'm getting too into it. Teal's one of my daughter's favorite colors. I see why though. It's a pretty color. Let's throw some stars on here. I like a lot of stars. I'm gonna throw a few stars on. A few stars on here. And then I go back and I gotta put some aura around my planets. Make sure you get that aura on there because it makes a difference whether you have that there or not. It makes a heck of a difference whether you have that there or not. And then color just, you see them. So that, go back and I gotta darken up some areas because this is supposed to be outer space here. So we're in a bright sector of the galaxy. We're gonna do that, make it look good. And then what are we gonna do now? Stars. More stars. Obviously what I'm doing here, I'll just spray some paint on my fingers and flick it. Go one flick out there to get most of the stuff off there so you don't end up with some stupid spots on your painting. If you do, you can fix it, but we're gonna try our best not to have to fix too many things on our painting today. So I think what we got now is our background. Let's pull off these washers and let's start figuring out how we layer these planets up. So first, boom, we got our first planet. Now what you gotta do, this is where you build the layers of it. Pull that off, then you gotta spray off to the side here. Don't spray direct, just spray off to the side and put a little shadow on there, and then boom. Oh, kind of smeared it up a little bit, but that's cool. Luckily, I can just do this. Bam, got it off there. Now you see how that's layered up? Pretty cool, huh? All right, so now we gotta do the same thing here. Don't spray direct, and make sure you get it around there so it's got a layer on it. Boom. See what happened here. Nice. Look, a little wobbly there. Hey, your planet ain't perfectly round, so neither are my cutouts. They got a little bit of a flat spot. But it still looks cool to me. I hope it looks cool to you. Now we'll go back around here, throw a little shading on there, a little bit of separation for it, and then we got our prime planet here. What do we got? Man, it looks good enough to me. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Now I think we're about ready to get our pyramids. So, do we want to put an aura on the pyramids? Let's do something with this one. We gotta make it pretty. Make it stand out. Let's do it to this one too. Stand out. Let's do it to this one too. Okay, we got all that going on. Then this is obviously the first one we gotta take off. That'll be a pyramid back in the back. That's kind of cool how that happened right there. Even on the shaded side, we got a little bit of texture on there, shining through. Got a little bit of gold on there. So then we're gonna put a little bit of fog on there. Make sure it gets a little bit of distance. Hey, you know what? That's what I forgot to do. Almost forgot to do it. Let's put this pyramid back up here, and we're gonna go first off, and we're gonna put a little bit of our fog. Why we have the stencil down? That way, when we pull the stencil off, the fog is back behind the pyramid. Let's do that. Now for this part, I mean, you can use some transparent colors, you can use fluorescent colors, or you can just use regular colors. What I like to do here, I get my fluorescent colors that way. You might get a bit of a pop in the black light. And just real fast, barely hit the nozzle, not engaging it all the way, and just whip your hand real fast and just kind of let that mist down on it. See what I'm doing there? And see how that is adding some definition to the clouds there? That's what you got to do. That's how you got to do it. And we get a little bit of the yellow, fluorescent yellow, Rust-Oleum. That's what I'm using. Bright neon yellow. Pretty cool. And you might need to go just tink it back there a little more with that. And then go back, maybe flip your cloud stencil over so you get a little bit of a different pattern. Bam. Now I got some pretty cool looking clouds. Now we're going to pull our pyramid stencils off. So we got that one already. Now we got to get this one off. So here we go. I'm going to go back and put some cloud edge in between the pyramids because these ones are a little further back. Bam. That's going to put some distance on them. It's going to sink them back into the background. But you got to be able to do stuff like that with the spray paint art. Now let's see what this one turned out like. Nice. Don't know what happened there, but looks like we got a little bit of character on that one. We're just going to call that a little bit of character. That's what we'll call it. So I don't know if I got a strange paint here or what the deal is really, but we're going to go and just kind of go like this. Don't be afraid to let some of that overspray bring some shading up, because it'll just put some distance on what we're doing here. So I'm going to do this, kind of blacken that spot up. And then I'm going to take my putty knife and let's make a grid. Sometimes I like to move my palette knife or my putty knife a little bit as I'm making this grid, just to allow a little bit of color to flow through. But like I said, there's something strange about this can of paint that I got right now, and it's been kind of making a crackle effect. Not really working the way it's supposed to, but it turns out kind of cool because a lot of this is going to crack out. And it's kind of neat. They sell a crackle paint that I've used before, but I'm not using crackle paint. This is just Walmart cheapo. But I also recently had to start buying a new kind of poster board. The Dollar Tree ain't been carrying the poster board that I need anymore. So I don't know, it could be some kind of acid in the paper or what's going on with it. But it is what it is, man. I'm trying to learn how to do cool stuff with it, and I think I'm doing all right. You'll pop down there in the comments and you tell me what you think. So we gotta put a bit of a space city right here. We gotta do something with this. Let's do it. See, I don't have much color appearing on the background, and that sucks, man. But like I said, that's why I've been spraying spraying the color down on there so far ahead of schedule is to try to get it to soak into the paper enough to where it stays there when I want to go back and scratch stuff into it. Because I mean, it's just not cool. It's way cooler if it has a bright color back there. It should have a bright color. At least on this one, I'm getting some of that gold to pop through in my city. But yeah, for the cities like this, man, I can't teach you about it. You just gotta learn it. Just start scratching stuff. You're gonna screw some stuff up. It ain't always gonna look good until it always looks good. But you just gotta practice. That's one of the main things with spray paint art. Is like you ain't gonna be one of the great ones as soon as you start. And if you are, man, kudos to you. But I wasn't. I've been at this for, I don't know, probably 6 years or more now, close to it. 5 years at least, over 5 years. My YouTube channel's over 5 years old. Over 5 years old. Just barely got to 50 subscribers, man. What is up with that? I don't know why. I thought I was doing good, but I kind of gave up on it for a little while. And recently I decided, you know what? I'm going to make something of this. And we're going to. I've been painting a lot, and it ain't been too difficult to make these videos, so some shares, some subscribers, some word on the streets. I mean, whatever you guys can do to pop this channel up on me, that's pretty cool, man. I appreciate it. So, got a little bit of a city here. And I might be talking too much. It's probably getting a little annoying. I'm trying to annoy myself. And me, I always like to go through, put a squiggly line. Like, this is our energy field for the town, man. Whoop! Got it. So now what's next? You know what we got to do next? I'm going to go right here. And I'm going to put a bit of a rock. I'm going to go right here. And I'm going to put a bit of a rock. And then I got to go make a bonsai here. Whatever you want to call it. Maybe it's not a bonsai. Sometimes the perspective is kind of wild on spray paint art, but in a cool way. See, I got to let that dry for a minute. That's just, it's too wet. We're gonna put a couple trees beside our pyramids. Now let's see what happens. Oh, really? And just make a tree. Again with the tree, like we'll watch the movements of my palette knife, but you're just gonna have to practice. It's another one of them things where it'll start to look cool, and all through the while you can usually cover up a lot of the nonsense with leaves and stuff like that. And you get the hang of it. It just takes practice, man. Practice, practice, practice. Some people just got a gift. I was kind of lucky. Like I said, I've been at this for a very long time. But it took quite a while, but mine started looking pretty cool fairly quick. At least I thought so anyway. I don't know how everybody else thought about it. It's kind of how it is, you know. Let's throw another little bonsai right here, just out of the grid. Another one right here. Bonsai tree, sometimes it looks cool if you throw a bit of a root system on there. Our weird shadow on our pyramid isn't going to be there anymore. See that? That's one thing you can always do too. As soon as I put these on this tree, we won't have that strange shadow will mostly be eliminated. So now I'm going to go back, see about, there we go. That's what I like to see. When I start scratching stuff, that's what I like to see. Right there. Oh, I like to see the color bleeding through. Right? See that? Does that look cool? I know it looks cool. I'm just saying that to try to keep you engaged with this video. Honestly, I'm not even 100% sure if you can put photos in the YouTube comments, but I know on Facebook you can. So go check out Freshest Art and show me your work, man. Trust me, mine didn't always look cool. I kept a lot of the most horrendous looking things because I always go back and I look at them pretty frequently just to remember what it was once like and how far I've come. Now I'm gonna go and just flick that palette knife, make some of these kind of shrubberies. Just gotta flick it. Just set it down and flick it. Let the palette knife do the work. Don't try too hard to make it look exactly how you want it because that's not how it works. You just kind of gotta let this stuff grow sometimes. That's what I do. So now what are we gonna do? Honestly, I'm thinking I'm gonna close it off down here with a bit of a. I'm doing this right here. It just kind of pulls you into it, doesn't it? I thought it did. And we gotta go back now, and we have to put some stars. Just hit that poster board and just spray it on the edge and kind of let the overspray do the work. Hit them stars. Do your best to hit that center point every time, but even if you don't, you can go back and make another line to kind of build it the way you want it. See that? And now we got my son. He has astigmatism, so I kind of learned how to paint astigmatism for him. I don't have astigmatism, but they say some of the stuff I paint kind of what it looks like. So it makes me wonder, if you have astigmatism, then what does my painting look like to you? Uh-oh. Well, what am I going to do about that? Man, that sucks. I have to think about what can I do with that nonsense right there. I know what I got to do. I'm going to just throw this on here like that. And I'm going to throw some pink. Throw a little shot of turquoise. Shot of blue. Throw some purple back there. And some yellow. Yellow over the top. Pull it off. Now what do we got? I mean, it's a little different than the rest of our planets, isn't it? Kind of sticks out there like a sore thumb. You know what I'm going to do with this one? Throw some gloss on there. I'm gonna put a ring around it. Let's see. Hopefully this works out. Well, not the greatest mistake in the world. It kind of pops out there pretty good. You know what? It's kind of chalky looking. Like I said, I just got this new kind of poster board, and I'm trying to figure out how to make everything compatible. because there may be some elements in my paint palette here that isn't the most compatible with this poster board. But anyway, we got something going on here, so let's check it out. MW. I used to paint WUDZ, then I went to just MW, now I got MW with the little arrow pointing up and a couple circles on it. I don't know why I changed my signature over time, but I guess all the people that have one of my paintings is one way to tell if you got one of my older works or one of my newer works. If I do a little bit of a signature change, kind of gives a timeline on how old your painting is. I used to go out to a carnival, wherever they were, and I would paint live for an audience and sell paintings, and I've actually done really, really well. There's all around Kansas, people got some of my artwork hung up, and I feel pretty cool about it. I get to doing some more murals here sometime. I've only done a couple of those, but sooner or later I'll have murals all over the place too. You know what? Let's just make some noise here. There we go. Now we gotta go and make sure that we gotta put a little bit of our shrubbery here. Here in just a second, I'm going to show you my tulips. One thing, since the color's been giving me a lot of trouble popping through from the bottom there, it just looks kind of dull to me. So I've been putting green grass and tulips on all my paintings. And to be honest with you, I'm probably always gonna put the green grass and tulips on my paintings anymore because it is freaking cool, dude. Shooting stars. Fold it up like this, leave it open, close it off, whichever way. I like just to make shooting stars. Bam, bam. I like a lot of shooting stars. Some of them you just barely tap that valve to where the shooting star is. It looks distant. Some of them are like right there. We're gonna have a meteor shower here. That one's kind of distant. We gotta put a little more, put them a little closer. And as you paint stuff going over the top of your planets and stuff like that, it just adds distance to it. So that's one of the reasons why you do that, and that's one of the main purposes for a lot of trees and shrubbery and rocks, because you're just falling into the painting when it's like that. It brings depth. I think that's the word for it, depth, right? I never went to art school, man. I was never really an artist until I picked up these spray paint cans, and man, I ain't going back now. This stuff is, man, it does good for me, and I think I do pretty good at it. Let's put one right there, and one right there. Boom, shooting stars. Cool as it is. So now, trees as easy as it is, man. I just got a little piece of sea sponge. I probably do my trees a little different than most. There's a couple ways to do it. And to be honest with you, when you're out painting live and you got to do things quick, this isn't the way to do it, man. This is like the painting at the house, relaxing, loving what you're doing, making a very detailed and very cool painting kind of painting. We'll do some other kind of painting another day, man. Not today. This is what we're doing today. You hear me? This is what we're doing today. So we just throw some dark green on there for the background of it. These are our further leaves. I try to stay away from the pyramid point. I mean, don't make a stupid tree, try not to cover up things behind it. I've made that mistake a few times, but if you can, try to keep the point of the pyramid out there. People like to see the point of the pyramid. It's a thing. So just throw some of these leaves, and then you know what? Here's how we're gonna start making tulips. Look at this. Just put a little bit of paint on there, and just hit it like that, and you're making green grass, right? So go back to these spots in between all your rocks, and just kind of hit it and make some green grass. There's a pretty cool tool that you can use to put some color on some dark spots real quick. An old sock or a big sponge or all kinds of stuff that can help you get these paintings done quick, if that's the goal. But my goal right now is just to teach you fools. I called you fools. You ain't fools, man. You're cool for watching, especially if you got this far. But it's just to teach you people how to paint some pretty paintings. That's my goal. To leave a stamp on this world somewhere. Got it right here on YouTube. I think these videos are going to be here forever, right? So even when I'm dead and gone, when my kids miss me, they can just look up Freshest Art on YouTube, and there he is. There's Dad. Check him out. He used to be so good at that. I think, to be honest with you, all that, it all kind of starts to get stored in the cloud these days, right? That's what they call it. So if I make enough of these spray paint art videos and they start storing them in the cloud, then, hey, I'm in the clouds. Living in the clouds as a spray paint artist. Like the woods. That's kind of a cool way of hearing it. And I'm not too worried right now, because this is the darker green, and I go back over the darker green with the lighter green, so let's get a little bit on there for shading. And then, let's get a new piece of sponge, because that one's kind of roughed up. And let's throw our lighter green on here. And these highlights are a big deal. I don't really have a certain way that I do my highlights. I just tap, 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 and let the sponge do the work. That's why my tree leaves always kind of look a little bit different, because every sponge is a little bit different. And I use the natural sea sponge. You can hate me for it all you want, but they're harvested ethically, I think is a good word for it. If that kind of thing matters to you, I mean, it matters to everybody. But you can get them at Hobby Lobby. It really sucks. We used to have a Hobby Lobby in my town, but it got shut down. There wasn't enough people to buy stuff from it, I guess. So now I gotta go drive an hour away just to get to Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby got the iron lac and all the other good stuff that I need for my creations. Remember, it's hitting there, lightly just brushing it on, making green grass. Look at that. Isn't that freaking cool, man? That is cool. Love how that happens. I hope it looks good on the screen. Never really know. Whoa. And then my signature right there is just like, just in the grass. All right, so now I got that done there. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and I'm gonna find a good part of it. And I gotta make some bigger leaves like that. Man, this is not looking the best. Let's go, let's go. Well, so now I want these trees to be a different color. They're a different kind of tree. So we're gonna put just some purple. You get a different sponge. Go back and do the same thing. Tap, 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 tap. Try to tap lightly. See what I mean? Now that kind of goofy spot on the pyramid right there is pretty well gone. Not there no more. Tap, 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 tap. Here we go. And teal. I decided I wanted these to be purple and teal. Pretty cool. And a lot of times I'll just use the same part of my sponge right there to get the colors to blend. Well, they kind of blending in with our pyramid there a bit too. Bam. So now what we're gonna do is go back and make the tulips. Flip my poster board over here, and I always start with red. Get some red on there. Just another tore up piece. Think about what a flower looks like, and this is gonna work pretty good, just like that. I'll go back to my color leaves here, my stems, and just random spots in the grass. And tulip it out, man. Start throwing these out there. These are flowers. It's wildflowers in the field. So there's no perfect way to do this. There's just going out there, man. Look like a garden in front of the house. It's gonna look cool. Don't trip. Kind of on these stems, I kind of go back and forth on them a lot of times. Just make it look like it's growing up off of the stem. Get around there, all these spots like this. Make them not look so silly when you start putting the tulip on them. I wonder if anybody will ever sit there and watch this whole video. That's what I always wonder. Sometimes we just want to skip through there for what we want to know. Now, this is an important step right here to make your flowers full flowers. Gotta go back, and again, I go right over the part that I already used because it blends them together. Now go back over where you put red. Got it with that. And you see my blended colors? Makes it look like it all grew together, right? And you could throw a couple of these out and around. You can leave a couple of those just red like they are right now. I mean, it's nature, dude. Nature is what it is, isn't it? This is where you start turning spray paint art into a bit of fine art. It's a bit of both. A bit of street art and a bit of fine art. And it's just, sometimes those two go together. So cool. Bam. You know what? I think I need one more star somewhere. Put it right here. Bam. Whatever. Now I gotta go back, and I gotta put a lot of clear coat on this to try to pull all that paint together, and whatever isn't going right between this paper and all these different paints. I've been using the same kind of paint combinations for a long time. So either I got some funky cans, or it's this new poster board got some weird acid in it. So I gotta kind of learn it. I'm gonna kind of learn it, but I think it still turned out pretty cool. You hit it like that. Fire it up. And I think we're done, dude. Check it out. You know what? Let's go back and... Ha!
Well, thanks for sticking with me through this tutorial. I hope you really enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button, turn the alarm bells on, and let's make some more.